I was gonna cut that into talking about how other bands like Trivium have survived using their
Very
Twitch
nice.
platforms. Because
Good segue.
yeah, so recently Trivium did their Deepest Cuts stream set where they played a lot of songs that they don't usually play live. Before
Mhm.
that, they did a Light or a Distant Mirror where they had this nice setup in the House of Blues and they streamed it really professionally online. But they thought a little.
That setup looked
Oh
amazing.
yeah, it looked like a headline act at Download or something, or maybe
Yeah.
Bloodstock, one of the two, and it really goes to show that no matter what industry you're in, with any entertainment industry, you've got to find a way to be able to adapt, if there is. Not everybody like this, but what I'm trying to say is, Trivium, they have that backing, so they're able to do it, but not everybody can, if that makes sense.
But at the same time, Matt Hafey is a very smart man. You
Yeah.
know, he's been doing this Twitch game certainly a lot longer than most bands, you know. So it's almost as if he's preempted this whole situation of streaming gigs from home.
Hmm.
And he's recently got all the other members of Trivium to join up on Twitch.
Yeah, I think it followed by Alex doing loads of drum covers and stuff. Like you can see him
Can
covering.
I just sorry? Can I just interject when it comes to Alex? Because Mosh Talks, this we're a part of Mosh Talks, which is Beeze's stream. After one of his last streams, we actually raided Alex Bent from Trivium,
All right.
and he does drum covers and things on his channel. We got him to play the Venga Boys
Yeah.
on drums
Oh, that's wonderful, isn't it?
because we are massive trolls over there.
Yeah, but like he engages in the banter, which is good. So he exchanges back and forth.
Absolutely, he enjoyed it. He
Yeah.
enjoyed riffing off a bit of Venga Boys.
I remember when I called COVID in Cambria, COVID in Cambria, and he was like, "Behave." So, yeah.
Oh dear. But Trivium played a Deepest Cuts set. They played um Prometheus and I can't
Prometheus
remember
and the
the name of it.
Crucifix.
Prometheus and Crucifix, yeah.
What I loved was their live variation of Detonation, because on the studio version there's absolutely no screaming whatsoever, but in like the pre-chorus they went into a whole just absolute growling and stuff. I was like, this sounds really cool. Like, I wasn't the biggest fan of the Crusade, but hearing it live, it was they
Well, you
managed to
know
make it
what?
sound
I
good.
wasn't either, but just especially hearing some of his covers of those songs
Mm,
on his Twitch, it's
yeah.
made me gain a whole new appreciation for that album.
Oh yeah, yeah.
My favorite is still Ascendancy, I've got to say, followed by In Waves. I think those two for me.
I think.
You know, Shogun obviously is the one that most people gravitate towards, but I don't know. Like I prefer my songs kind of a bit more melodic, than some of the ones on Shogun.
That's why I really like their latest album, followed by Sin, because they those albums for me, they've taken a lot of elements from the previous albums and merged them into those two albums. They started with Sin, and I think onto What the Dead Men Say. It just evolved from there, and that's like I've taken a while to think, oh, what is my favorite Trivium album, and What the Dead Men Say is definitely up there for me.
Oh man, it's great. I mean, just the way they've just naturally grown exponentially from being this kind of, it- I don't even want to use the E word, but like they kind of were a bit seen back in the day,
Yeah,
especially around the pre-ascendancy era.
Roadrunner
If you see, pho-
United, the end. Have you
yeah,
seen that
if
music
you
video?
see photos of Matt Hafey from that period, he's got, he was very young then, and he's got
Yeah,
the full blown kind of, they were lumped in the same camp as Bullet, really.
yeah, yeah. Like
And
they.
I don't know. I feel like whereas Bullet have kind of gone in a whole new direction in
You mean
terms of like
Matt's gone in a whole new direction?
yeah.
That's all I'll say about that.
We'll get into Bullet later with the listen to this segment, but just they're now a powerful force, and I would say, if they're not headlining Download, I'm going to go out on a limb here. If they're not headlining Download in the next few years, then someone will have messed up.
Hmm. They got it. Well, they got to start with Bloodstock at least first, I suppose.
Have they not headlined Bloodstock
No,
yet?
they have. Yeah, they have. But what I mean is, like, I'd like to see them headline it again. I remember seeing the highlights of Bloodstock on YouTube, and the sound guys messed Corey's mic up, and he was like electrocuting all the time. So he could have died on stage pretty much from that.
Nice.
Ooh,
That would
if someone's trying to steal a car outside, that's pretty metal.
Is that me?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, it's
Whatever. It's Trivium. It's Corey coming for you.
Oh God.
After saying that,
He's gonna drive into my. He's gonna drive 3 stories up just to say, "What the fuck did you say about me on stream?" But yeah, I think Trivium. When What the Dead Men Say came out, like I've been looking at the Google Trends because one YouTuber did that. He was looking at like what are the most talked about or the most popular current bands, and Trivium was like 4th or 3rd up there. In this current climate, which is pretty extraordinary.
I just think they've got their finger on the pulse.
The most popular at the moment, from what I've seen on Google Trends, is Slipknot. Especially
that makes sense.
Their recent album, then Metallica, which is like that. Slipknot to surpass Metallica even at a peak. That's like wow. I think Iron Maiden were actually less in the rankings than Trivium, which is strange.
That doesn't surprise me. I feel like it's with a lot of music in 2020, there is a lot of new bands kind of spearheading the next wave of heavy metal.
Yeah,
and maybe Iron Maiden don't really fit into that category anymore.
But the problem is that for me, a lot of the new bands that are rising up, you would have seen years and years ago. Machine Head would have been able to afford, selling out the Cardiff CIA, the International Arena, no problem. But now these days they can only play in like the Great Hall, which is like 1,000 capacity compared to, I think CIA is like 5,000. So I think bands have kind of had to downgrade just to split out the cost properly. But then, as you've seen Slipknot, how fast they sold out last year with tickets, and I'm surprised they didn't really open up any new gigs on the back of that, like Funeral for a Friend did. When they did you see that that sellout as well? Funeral for a Friend when
I imagine sellout. Like, because they broke up, didn't they? I don't know much about Funeral for a Friend, but I know that a couple of years ago they went on their kind of last tour ever.
Yeah, it was just like after their whole I think what was the album called, the one with Into Oblivion. They kind of dipped in popularity. So, but then as soon as they came back, just it was like people remembered the good old days, and I suppose now every band just has to split up now and then come back in a few years just to say, you miss me when I'm gone.
Yeah. Are they Welsh?
Funeral for a Friend, yeah, they're from Maesteg, which is about 15 minutes from Bridgend.
Oh, right,
so you've got Bullet that are from Bridgend, and then you've got Funeral who are from Maesteg, Holding Absence who are from Cardiff. That band with that singer that I do not want to name under any circumstances was from Pontypridd.
We all know what band you're
you know what
to,
I'm talking about. Oh, for God's, yeah.
They've produced some great, even like the non-met, like Stereophonics as well.
Stereophonics, Feeder.
I absolutely love Feeder.
Yeah.
Honestly, I love them. I really want to see them live.
Did you see their recent lockdown remake of what's that song where everybody in the house is like recording themselves on webcam dancing around to the song?
Is it
That's the one, yeah.
Just a Day.
Just a Day, yeah.
Brilliant tune, yeah.
And I remember that cringy kid who was just always like, I don't want to bring you down, pull you down. And you're just like, oh my God, get away from my screen.
Well, people are enjoying themselves, it's like...
I don't care, I'm not enjoying myself.
You got to find what pleasures you can, in this world, But just, I guess to wrap it up on Trivium, just the fact they did a Deepest Cuts set is a testament to just how strong their back catalogue is.
And the good thing is that like on Twitch, even though Matt said in the stream, do not sub to this channel, donate to Trivium's store website and things like that. I mean, if bands were to go down that route as even a contingency, if anything, then there is that option there, and people are more than willing to pay for it just to support their favorite band. So it goes to stand that the next time we have a pandemic like this, I think these sort of independent sort of businesses are going to be a bit more prepared, I suppose, or at
Well,
least
you'd hope so, you know.
yeah. But the only way you can do that really is by practicing with it. So you got to be proactive with it.